Hi guys, it's Michelle, and today's video is going to be a conspiracy theory video. It's going to be about the dumbest conspiracy theories that I've ever heard and that you will ever hear. This is not at all meant to be shady about the people who believe these conspiracy theories, people who talk about them. Obviously, I've talked about some of them. Shane Dawson has talked about some of them, and I would never diss Shane, bitch. Like, he's literally my queen. Kendall Ray probably has talked about some of them, and I would never diss her either, so it's not a diss. Obviously, I've done this video before, and yeah, you guys really liked it, so I was like, let's do it again. I haven't done it in like months, like a really long time. So let's get into the dumbest conspiracy theories I've ever heard. The first conspiracy theory that I think is just fucking dumb is the last Thursday conspiracy theory. I know Shane has talked about this, so like I said, I'm not calling Shane dumb. I'm just talking about the theory itself, and I just hate it, mostly because it freaks me out. This theory is basically that like everything in life that you remember happened actually like last Thursday. But we obviously know this theory isn't true because, like, what the fuck? It gives me more stress to entertain the idea of the conspiracy than to just, I don't know, like, why does it stress me out so much? Because, like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't have any, like, fucking evidence. There's just nothing that makes sense about it. Like, last Thursday. But, like, we heard this conspiracy theory, and then we knew, oh, this conspiracy theory is there, but then like the next week we were like, it didn't just happen, so like what is that about? I don't fucking, it just doesn't, does it make sense to anybody? Like, I don't know if anybody believes it, or if Shane has just talked about it, because I talk about theories that sometimes I don't believe. I mean, usually I say if I don't believe it. But like, Shane, do you actually believe this? Because explain. I just don't get, after hearing the videos about it, I still don't get how people believe it. You guys want me to talk about it all the time, but I'm like, no, because I don't fucking get it. The next conspiracy theory that I think is rather dumb is the fact that people believe that JonBenet Ramsey is actually Katy Perry. It makes less sense than like the fucking reptile theory, because like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, JonBenet Ramsey, if you guys don't know, I have a whole video on her and like the conspiracy theories surrounding her death. She was a little 6-year-old pageant girl who died in 1996, I think, maybe 95. Obviously Katy Perry's not dead, so like I don't know where y'all get that idea. Also, the fact that Katy Perry does actually have like a life, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? She has a family, she has parents who like know her as Katy Perry. She has childhood pictures that are not JonBenet Ramsey, so I don't get that comparison. I guess they kind of look alike when Katy is blonde, but like JonBenet Ramsey basically could look like any other blonde person. Like, you could say Tana Mongeau is the grown-up JonBenet Ramsey, and bitch, people would believe you. Weirdest conspiracy theories that have basically zero evidence backing it up. Also, I feel like it's low-key offensive. She's like a little girl that died. It's not cool to like conspirize about like the fact that they faked her like her death. Like, she was 6 years old. She definitely died. It's terrible and tragic, but like, girl, she ain't Katy Perry. She ain't singing about kissing girls and teenage dreams and shit. She's not Katy Perry. I just don't get that. Like, who even started that theory? Like, literally who? Was it a joke? I don't know. The next conspiracy theory that I think is just fucking stupid is that the moon isn't real. Look, like, there's no way that a hologram would be able to do that. Possibly have technology close to that now, but what about when your parents were kids? Do you really think we had that kind of technology? No. We didn't have that technology thousands of years ago either, and like the moon still fucking existed. So where's your evidence behind that? I get if you think the moon landing was fake, sure, that's a conspiracy theory that maybe actually does have evidence behind it. But like, you can literally just look in the sky and know that the moon's not fucking fake. You could have looked in the sky 100,000 years ago when your parents, 100,000 years ago when your parents, or like years ago, or when your parents were kids, or when your grandparents were kids. There definitely wasn't that kind of holographic technology where there could be a constant running live stream or whatever the fuck hologram of a moon For what purpose? Like, come on. Like, that literally just doesn't make any sense. Like, why? The next conspiracy theory is one that I've actually talked about, and I will say it does have some evidence behind it, but I would still say it definitely could be considered as a stupid conspiracy theory because it just wouldn't, like, it would just be a lot. And it is the fact that people believe that Louis Tomlinson's baby is fake in order to cover up the fact that he's gay and is with Harry Styles. Yes, I do believe that Larry existed and maybe still exists or whatever the fuck. Definitely believe it happened, but that doesn't mean I believe that this guy literally faked a girl being pregnant, faked a baby, photoshopped pictures. That's just fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't get how people genuinely believe that. I did talk about it. I think Shane's talked about it. I think a lot of people have talked about it. And I do fuck with it because it is pretty interesting of a theory and it does have some type of evidence to back it up. But, like, in retrospect, you have to know that that's just really dumb. Because why would you go to that extreme of faking a baby to hide your sexuality? Like, this is 2017. It's not like a big deal anymore. Like, yes, homophobia obviously still exists. I sometimes experience it firsthand. So, like, it definitely exists, but, like, I think Louis Tomlinson would be fine if he were to come out, and Harry as well. So it just wouldn't make sense for him to cover it up that much. Like, yes, to just not talk about it, fine. But to go to that, like, level, like, of being like, I'm faking having a fucking child because fuck that. Like, no. Like, that just... It probably happened. He probably is actually a dad. The next conspiracy theory that I think is fucking dumb is that the earth is flat. Have you learned anything in geography? And I get that people will lie to you in the sense of, like, the government. It makes sense for that. Like, I get that. But, like, we know that the earth isn't flat. Like, we know. At this point, people have been to space, like a lot of people, so we can tell the earth isn't flat. We can tell by diagrams and other, like, proof that the earth isn't flat. Like, we know that the earth isn't flat. So why do people believe that? I don't know. Why do you guys want me to do a conspiracy theory about it? I don't know. I think it's dumb. Sorry if you believe it full-heartedly. That one just gets me. I'm just like, why? Like, I don't... The world is like a fucking sphere. It's spherical. Spherical. I want to be a part of David Dobrik's vlogs, particularly because Josh Peck is. The next conspiracy theory that I want to talk about that I think is stupid is something that I've heard that really just, it grosses me out because I have been a fan, I almost said friend. Let's not go that far. A fan of Ariana Grande and her whole family for years, like 7 years. So, almost 8. So that's like almost a decade. So, yeah. And I love Ariana with all my heart. And, you know, if there is an Illuminati, I'm not saying that she's not a part of it. But people say that it's so gross because people think that people sacrifice their, like, family members or people that are close to them to be a part of the Illuminati. Like, Kanye West sacrificed his mother because his mom died, and, like, Beyonce, maybe her granddad, I forget who it is. And then, like, people say Ariana sacrificed Grandpa Grande in order to join the Illuminati. It's, like, part of an initiation, some people believe, which really grosses me out. It just seriously really creeps me out because why would you ever say that? Like, no one would do that. And there's no way in hell Ariana would do that. Like, I remember the moment, like, that I watched Frankie find out about, like, his grandpa dying. And it was heartbreaking. I've met her grandpa. He's a sweetheart. He clearly was sick. So I think that theory is stupid. And anybody that believes that people sacrifice their siblings or their parents or, like, their grandparents to join the Illuminati, I just don't believe that. Like, that's just something about the Illuminati I don't necessarily believe. There's a lot of aspects to the Illuminati that I don't necessarily believe. I might do a whole video on the Illuminati and what I think it is. Like, I think some celebrities could be involved, but in retrospect, I think it's mostly politics and the government, if it were true, rather than celebrities. But I think it could be like the music industry as a whole, but not specific celebrities, but that's my opinion on it. And so yeah, I think it's really gross when people say that about Ariana. The next conspiracy theory that I want to talk about that I don't believe is another one that Shane brought into my life, and I'm pretty sure he talked about this just to like give me an existential crisis, because that's what it did. And it is the world, and like the world, did you know, is a simulation, or like a video game, and that honestly just fucks me up way too much to even consider the fact that it could be real. So I just say that it's stupid because I'm scared of it. But also like the evidence behind it is like none. But then again, the evidence behind like how the fuck the earth works and came to be is like little, like, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of based on different stories, like religion, like that's kind of how things came to be, is where it's very fuzzy. Like really technically no one knows exactly where humans came from, where the earth came from, where anything came from. Like, I mean, like there's theories obviously like evolution and like the Big Bang theory and like God and stuff. So I guess it kind of does lie like with those kind of theories, because it could be. And the shit I just can't. It just makes me fucking nervous. I don't know why. It stresses me out. I'm stressed. And the last conspiracy theory that I want to talk about that I think is really stupid is that Paul McCartney from the Beatles is dead. This, I've talked about it I think twice or so, and I just think it's dumb. Like that's just like the thing, is I think it's stupid, because there's no evidence other than like subliminal messages in songs. But like they also could just do that to fuck with you and to get the people talking about the Beatles. That's more of a conspiracy theory than I think Paul McCartney actually being dead. It doesn't make sense. Like he's still alive to this day, so like there's that. He looks exactly the same. I don't think he looks that different. It doesn't, like, what is the evidence other than like, oh, this like Paul McCartney, that's what they call him, looks like this, and then this. Like, it's comparing stupid things, because plastic surgery, A, exists, B, people's faces do change over time. That's just happens. And like subliminal messages, you know, don't really add up with this particular thing, because there's no proof that this bitch is dead. And I'd say it's more likely that he's alive. So that's why I'm saying it is a stupid conspiracy theory. And it's just a thought. I don't know what you guys think, but let me know what you think about these conspiracy theories. I feel like some of these, a lot of people genuinely, full-heartedly believe. So sorry if I offended you. That wasn't my intent. I just think these ones are a little bit out there, and like too out there, because I think they lack evidence. But what do you guys think? Make sure if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram, because I'm always posting really dope ass shit on there. Subscribe for new videos every single day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye! Tonight.